do want to show you some of the books from Usborne that I personally have and have seen such wonderful things with, but I want to start with a really cool quote that I heard today. It's by Jim Trelease, I think is how you say his last name. Anyway, he said, "We must take care that children's early encounters with reading are painless enough so they will cheerfully return to the experience now and forever. But if it's repeatedly painful, we will end up creating a school-time reader instead of a lifetime reader." Totally love this quote because I was not a reader after I was like super little. My mom said I always brought her little books to read to me, but in school I did not love to read, and that was one thing I wanted to change with my kids, which is one reason why I love Usborne books. So I'm going to tell you why I joined. This is The Big Book of Big Trains. This is the very first book that I purchased and the only one that I purchased from the first party that I went to. I was looking for train books for my son Hugh, who absolutely loves trains, and I wanted a book that would grow with him. And everywhere I looked did not have a book that would grow with him. It was either way too young or way too old, but this book will grow with him. It has amazing pictures and the details are incredible. So you can get super detailed, like in 1868, the Jupiter became one of the first locomotives to carry passengers all the way across the USA. You can get super detailed, or you can just talk about these pages. And one of the cool things about these Big Book of series is they have these huge fold-outs, okay? Super awesome. So there's two of those. This is one of my favorite ones where it opens like this, right? And you have this massive set of trains. So when he was younger, we just talked about the colors and how cool they were. And as he's getting older, we talk about where they go, how many people can fit on them. So anyway, this book will grow with him, and I am so happy with this purchase. He gets to learn more about these trains, which is kind of his thing right now. So any of the Big Book of series, that's what you're going to get, okay? Then I want to talk about my other kiddo who's 16 months, and this is one of the new That's Not My books. This series is huge for all babies, all toddlers. So this one is That's Not My Giraffe. One thing that's really cool about these is there's a touchy-feely thing on every single page, and it also helps with speech. So That's Not My Giraffe, Panda, whatever one you get, is on every single page. And then the reason why is also on every single page, but this part helps with speech. So every single page there's a touchy-feely. I have to show you. This is one of Samuel's favorite sounds. Listen. After a while it's like, ew, stop, right? The scratchy, but he absolutely loves it. Anyway, so this is That's Not My series. One thing that's really cool about these two is the type of pages that are here. See, they're kind of glossy. So if you get like sticky fingers on there, it wipes right off and doesn't damage the book. It's kind of a big deal, but every page has something awesome to feel, okay? These two are really cool for kids too, okay? This one is baby's very first playbook, Body Words, and this one is the Finger Trail Playbook, Garden. So this one has these little finger trails. These are so good for little kids to build up their dexterity and also pre-writing skills. So they learn how to trace. There's something to trace on every single page. This one has flaps, so I'm actually really careful with flaps because Samuel loves to just pull it and rip it off. So I've got 4 of these books, and 2 of them don't have flaps. So we stick with those ones for now. Anyway, so there's this little trail like this all the way around every single page. There's also little indentations, so this is a little hole here. So you can, feel for the little gaps and stuff. But again, these little finger trails, so good for babies and toddlers, so good. Lots of colors. Again, those pages are glossy so that you can wipe them off and it's okay if they get the sticky stuff on it. Again, these finger trails, but this one is a little bit more advanced. It breaks down the different parts of your body, eyes, nose, mouth, and then you can find them in here. So it's like a search one, but there's little spots in every single page for you to kind of feel for. This one has that finger trail again, but it also has the little indentations for your fingers. But again, like your search and find idea. Your finger trails. This is a really good one for toddlers, honestly. The pages, again, are kind of glossy. You don't have to worry about the sticky fingers. Okay. This one has been amazing for us. Hugh has a knack for numbers, and this one has been fun. He loves to count to 100. This shows so it goes 1 through 10 like this, right? And then each page has that amount of items on that page. And I'm going to show you the last page because this is one of the biggest reasons I got it. There's 100 stars on there. You can count 100 stars. So awesome. Okay. These next books are by the same author, Emma Yarlett. She did the Nibbles series. So a lot of you have heard about this. I'm going to do a really quick run through of this. Yeah, totally, Vicky. You just sit there and you just trace it, and even for adults, it's super fun. Okay, so for Nibbles, this one is one of my favorite books. Hugh has me read it to him every single day. Sam loves it too. So it's Nibbles. He's the book monster, but the coolest thing about this book is that Nibbles gets into other stories. So there's stories within the story, you guys. This is one of the coolest books for me. I think this was the second book I got because I heard so much about it. So books within the book, okay? So this is a huge hit. There's also a dinosaur one. I don't have the dinosaur one, but it's on my list. Yes, I will tell you all about that. How can you join when your list is super, super long? I will tell you how. So this is also by the same author. It's called Dragon Post. This is a new one. So it's the same author as Nibbles, but you come through here, there's a dragon. This guy has a dragon, and then he starts riding people, and every page has a new letter that was sent, and you can actually read the letter. Okay, I was actually nervous about this at first, but Hugh and Samuel have both been doing so well with it, and they actually get excited. Hugh has me read this every day, and he also has his behavioral technician who does therapy with him each day read it to him too, so he gets it multiple times. But every single page has a little, or every other page has a little letter that goes with it. This author is amazing, so great with interaction, super exciting. Anyway, so that one is Dragon Post, and that one will very quickly, if not already, hit the bestseller list, okay? So same author for these. Okay, and I want to do a little touch on the Lift the Flap books. So this is the very first questions and answers about what is the moon. So there's a lot of these. So this is a newer one, so some of the flaps are a little bit sticky, but there's like 5 or 6 flaps on every single page. And you can open up these flaps. This one has, let's see, there are dark patches on the moon. Is it a face? Yes, it is. And you can see the little face on there, right? So is it a face? Yes. This one, or is it a frog? Yes, it's a frog. So it's pretty much whatever you want it to be, right? Or a rabbit. There's the rabbit. And then it says, what do you think? Okay. So interaction, education, these ones are super cool. My son loves space and the moon and the sun, so this has been a hit for him, okay? So again, the Lift the Flap, there's 5 or 6 flaps on every single page. These are very sturdy pages too. They're not just gonna rip off, okay? Anyway, super awesome. We have loved this book. I have 3 more books and then a little snippet, okay? The next 2 books are going to be kind of like a mental health side of things for a little bit older. So the What If Monster is great for younger children with any type of anxiety. When I read this the first time, I actually got emotional. Full disclosure, okay? Emotional because I was looking for something that would help my son because he has so much anxiety about things. And it's like, what if they giggle? What if it's chilly? What if you jump and you really look silly? And it goes through all of these different scenarios. He has a hard time eating food. So it's, what if it's yucky? What if it's icky? What if mom yells because you're too picky? You know, all of these different scenarios. And then it goes into the end of the book, which is really awesome. So with the eating one, which is the one that I needed, and what if I taste some of that food and it puts my mouth in a really good mood? So it takes the fears and it turns it into a positive. So basically he's taking that what if monster and making him more fun, okay? That has been an awesome read for us, What If Monster. And the illustrations are awesome. This one is a set of $4. I only have the first one right now. Yes, get it. The anxiety piece, it's so important to focus on that when they're younger anyway. But this one, really the illustrations, full page, is so awesome. Okay, this, so the Stay Strong one there's 3 other books. It's Hello Happy, No Worries, and Be Brave. And they all focus on something different. They're all on my list, honestly. This is the only one I have so far, and it's for kids who have been bullied. It's a little bit older than my kids are right now, but each page has an activity for them to do to realize what they can control and what they can't control and what they should be focusing on. It also talks about where they're feeling things. So when I do this, where is it affecting my body? So it actually helps them be more aware, which I'm holding on to this one for Hugh because he's already been bullied and it's not going to stop, and that's okay. So as long as we work through it, he'll know how to handle things, okay? Anyway, so Stay Strong. This is an awesome series. I'm getting them all because they look so awesome. And lastly, this is one of the illustrated books. This is the Illustrated Adventure Stories. So this has multiple books inside of the book, okay? Like The Count of Monte Cristo, The Prisoner of Zenda, Don Quixote, The Three Musketeers, and The 39 Steps. This is an awesome book, and it's actually been fine for Hugh. It's also fun for us to read, but it's awesome illustrations. The words are big enough that it's not too overwhelming, but each page has color on it, great illustrations, and it's a really sturdy book too. So these pages are a little bit thicker than your typical paper, and it's also got like a squishy cover on it, and the binding is great. So I wanted to show these because there's like 14 or 15 of these books, maybe more, but these are such good books. Okay, so just a little bit. If you're starting to see that your wish list is getting super long, talk to me. Okay, we have the option to host a party where you can win rewards, so your wish list could be kind of paid for some of it or discounted for some of it. We can talk about a party. If you're super interested in these already, talk to me. If you want to join the team, talk to me. You can get 25% off of these books if you join. So there's that. We're going to have a post later where you ask questions. Ask me questions. Don't worry about asking me too much. Don't feel like you're being needy. If you're trying to find the perfect book, let's find it, because that's why I joined. This has been such a good fit for me and my family, and I want to make sure that you find these books that are going to be helpful for you too. So with that said, post 3 will be up, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much, you guys.